Doris Day truly hated him more than anyone. Doris Day was the undisputed girl next door of Hollywood's golden age, a symbol of wholesome optimism and sun-drenched sincerity. But behind the bright smiles and the iconic songs, there was a woman who navigated a life of profound tragedy, financial betrayal, and a deep-seated resentment toward the industry's most famous secrets. While the world saw a porcelain-perfect star, Doris Day lived a reality marked by a broken body, a stolen fortune, and a professional partnership she eventually viewed as a massive, humiliating lie. From shattered dreams to a sentimental journey. Born Doris Marion Kappelhoff in 1922, Doris didn't dream of the silver screen, she dreamed of the dance floor. She was a natural, winning local competitions and preparing for a professional career. However, fate had a cruel twist in store. A devastating car accident shattered her leg, instantly ending her hopes of becoming a dancer. During her long, agonizing recovery, Doris found a new voice. Confined to her home, she sang along to the radio, discovering a vocal talent that was effortless and pure. It was bandleader Barney Rapp who suggested her stage name, inspired by the song Day After Day. By 1945, she was the voice of a generation. Her recording of Sentimental Journey with the Les Brown Orchestra became the unofficial anthem for returning World War II servicemen. It wasn't just a hit, it was a source of comfort for a nation healing from war. The Hollywood transformation. In 1948, Doris made her film debut in Romance on the High Seas. Hollywood executives were stunned. She wasn't just a singer, she was a natural actress with impeccable comic timing and an everywoman quality that made audiences feel they knew her. Throughout the 1950s, she proved her range, moving from the intense drama of Love Me or Leave Me to the suspense of Alfred Hitchcock's The Man Who Knew Too Much. It was in the latter that she debuted Que Sera, Sarah, a song about accepting fate that would define her career. Enjoying this deep dive into Hollywood history? Make sure to like this video, subscribe to Prestige Buzz, and hit that bell notification so you never miss a story behind the stars. The dark reality of her marriages. Doris Day's personal life was a stark contrast to her bubbly screen persona. She was married 4 times, and each union brought its own flavor of heartache. 1. Al Jordan, her first husband, was a trombonist who turned out to be physically abusive. Doris endured the marriage long enough to give birth to her only child, Terry, before summoning the courage to flee with her son in 1943. 2. George Weidler, a saxophonist. Weidler couldn't handle his wife's skyrocketing fame. The marriage quietly dissolved as Doris became a household name. 3. Martin Melcher, this was the most devastating betrayal. For 17 years, Melcher managed her career and her money. When he died in 1968, Doris made a soul-crushing discovery: Melcher and his business partner had squandered her entire fortune, leaving her deeply in debt. For Barry Compton, her final marriage in 1976 was a search for peace away from the cameras, but it ended in 1981, leaving Doris to spend her final decades focusing on her true passion, animal welfare. The Rock Hudson betrayal. The title of our story today, Doris Day Truly Hated Him More Than Anyone, refers to a complex, simmering resentment involving her most famous co-star, Rock Hudson. To the public, Doris Day and Rock Hudson were the ultimate romantic pair. Their chemistry in Pillow Talk and Lover Comeback was legendary. But for Doris, the relationship was tainted by the great deception of the studio era. A friendship built on a lie. Doris valued honesty above all else. She believed that she and Rock were genuine friends, sharing years of rehearsals and laughter. However, she was kept in the dark about Hudson's private life and sexuality. While the studio system worked tirelessly to hide the truth, Doris felt she was being used as a prop to maintain Hudson's image as a heterosexual leading man. When the truth eventually came out, Doris wasn't angry about Hudson's sexuality, she was livid about the deception. It wasn't what he was, she later reflected. It was that everyone knew but me. To a woman who had already been manipulated and stolen from by her husband, discovering that her best friend was part of a systemic lie felt like a total violation of her integrity. She felt foolish, and as she once said, "I don't like being made a fool of." The burden of the image. While the world romanticized their partnership, Doris felt the weight of the lie. She had to smile along with a fantasy that she knew was false. Even when Hudson revealed his AIDS diagnosis in the 1980s, Doris remained complex in her feelings. While she showed compassion and supported research, she refused to rewrite the past. She was sorry for his suffering, but the betrayal remained a permanent scar. To Doris, Rock Hudson became the face of a Hollywood system that demanded silence and encouraged lies, a system she grew to despise. A quiet farewell in Carmel. Doris Day spent her final years in Carmel Valley, California, far from the bright lights of Los Angeles. She dedicated her life to the Doris Day Animal Foundation, finding the loyalty and honesty in animals that she often found lacking in people. She passed away on May 13, 2019, at the age of 97. True to her private nature, she requested no funeral services, no grave marker, no public memorials. She wanted to be remembered through her work and her kindness, not through a Hollywood spectacle. She left behind a legacy of resilience, a woman who survived abuse, bankruptcy, and betrayal, yet still managed to give the world some of its most joyful moments. Prestige Buzz is dedicated to bringing you the true stories behind the legends. Doris Day may have been America's sweetheart, but she was, above all, a survivor who refused to let the industry's lies define her. What do you think of Doris Day's reaction to the studio system's secrecy? Let us know in the comments below.